Right now here at AM-1220 KHTS, I have a gentleman by the name of, and correct me if I'm wrong, Robert Isquierdo?
That's pretty good.
Oh, pretty good. All right, so I'll take that. You are here, you're a teacher over at Sierra Vista Junior High.
Yes, right down the street.
Which makes me want to, clink my mug in your honor, sir, because I have to believe that is the toughest grade to teach, the toughest people to be with, because they're forming new ideas, they're becoming, they're not quite ready to be adults, they're not quite done with being kids. That's a tough age.
Yeah, we call that the awkward stage, and we've all been there.
Yes.
And as a 7th and 8th grade teacher, my best advice to anyone is to just remember what it was like for you.
That was a tough time, and honestly, there are times when I am in public situations where I go right back to 7th grade. I'm wearing the wrong shoes, I'm standing improperly, so you never really lose it.
No, it's there.
You're here today for a project that is very, very close to your heart, in addition to your students and your teaching. Can you tell me a little bit about what this passion is you're following right now?
Absolutely. It's the London Library Project. London, California is the town that I was born and raised in from 0 to 18 years old.
First of all, I never even heard of London, California,
Yes.
so I'm going to guess it's not a big community?
Not at all. About 1,800 people. It's in the Central Valley. Cities you might know would be like Visalia or Fresno.
Sure.
That's the neighborhood we're talking about.
The Heartland of California.
Absolutely.
And so you're doing something for your hometown, a place that you loved. What is it that's leading you back to where you were?
I always felt like if I were going to make it in this world that I wanted to give back, and what better place than my community, because I feel like that's where I'm needed the most. I feel like we've done some good things here in Santa Clarita as a school, Sierra Vista, and as an individual, and also with Golden Valley, and now I want to go back to my roots.
Okay, and what is the thing that you're presenting? What's the gift you're giving?
A library.
A library.
The gift of reading.
Now, does the
gift of literacy.
Community not have a library currently?
We currently have no library and we have no schools. Everything is kind of shipped out of town to neighboring towns, Dinuba and Kingsburg. So once these kids get home from school, that's pretty much it in terms of educational resources.
Well, prior to going on the air, I mentioned to you that I'm a big lover of books. I think words have power, and I tell kids all the time, if you want to be a true superhero on this planet, the thing you can use are words. Words are the things that can change someone's destiny. They can change governments. They can change minds, and that's a really huge power. And when I was a kid, I lived in a kind of chaotic situation, and books were my saving grace. Books taught me that people could be kind, people could be giving, people could be something more than the people that I was growing up around. What is your love of books that you want to give this back?
Again, it was an escape. Just like you, I came from a dysfunctional situation, not just family, but just the environment I was in, and books were my escape as well. I would go to the library on a regular basis, but I had the resources to be driven to Reedley or some of the neighboring cities. A lot of kids in my community don't have that same opportunity, and that kind of opened me up to further, a higher education. And I think that's what we're trying to pass on to them is what you and I, the gifts that we gave ourselves through reading, we want to pass that on to this next generation.
And having it local and accessible. I know one of my favorite plot points in the book Matilda, I don't know, Roald Dahl's book about the little girl who grew up in just a wacky household. She would walk herself to the library when she was 5 years old. And you're right, a lot of kids don't have the means to get out of town, to go to the library, go to the bookstore, or even be online to access books the way people do now. Books are still one of the great Rosetta Stones for education, and if they can get somewhere where they can walk in your area, I think that's wonderful. If people would like to donate, in what capacity are you taking donations? Is it physical books? Is it financial? How can people help you?
Well, thank you for asking. At this point, we're not set up to receive financial gifts, although that'll come later. Right now, what we're looking for are basic paperbacks, hardcover books. We're looking for DVDs, some of your basic materials that you would find at a library that people might have in their home right now. If they wanted to go ahead and start donating those materials now, they could reach me at my number, which is 818-482-8140.
818-482
8140.
8140. And is there a web presence or email or something?
We have an email as well. It would be my first name, Rob, R-O-B, last name ISQUIERDO @yahoo.com.
At yahoo.com. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have this here at the station also, and people can, connect. And if they didn't quite get this and they're driving right now and they can't write it down, I would love for people to be able to reach you and do this. What kind of the building that will house these books right now? If someone showed up with a great big truck and unloaded it, would you be able to take that on right now, or are you hoping for trickle growth at this point in time?
Actually, we'll take it all right now. What we're doing is we have a storage facility right now. We don't have a building for the library yet. We're going to do some grant writing this summer, but there is a storage facility. I would take your materials here from Santa Clarita,
Okay.
rent a U-Haul, take it all the way down to London and put it in that storage facility until our building is ready. So we want to take things as they come and not turn anyone away, because we know that donations, that generosity can never be refused.
Right,
We're ready.
right. Now, can I ask you, what was your favorite book when you were a kid?
Growing up, I was a big Gary Soto fan.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard about him coming to town recently. I kind of collaborated with the library on that. I would say my favorite book, though, was probably a book of poems called "When the Sidewalk, Where the Sidewalk Ends" by Shel Silverstein.
Shel Silverstein. Oh, he writes the best stuff.
Yes.
He really gets you right in the heart.
Yeah, ickle
little
me,
arrow.
pickle me, tickle me too.
And he makes you think.
Yes, he has a
lot
little
of-
message with some humor. So that was my favorite.
Very nice, very nice. As an adult, do you have favorite writers now that you think, oh, this is a really great person. I'm so glad that I ever started reading because of this writer.
Well, I've always been a big horror fan, so I know some people aren't a
Stephen
big
King.
fan.
I
Stephen
like
King's
Stephen
my
King.
guy. I got Dr. Sleep right now.
There's good in every book. If every 25 words there might be a little junk food, and then every 100 words there'll be something to take away that you can chew on.
And Cormac McCarthy.
Oh, excellent writer. Excellent
I like
writer.
The Road and, No Country for Old Men.
Very nice. Again, if you're listening and you have books, paperbacks, hardbacks, DVDs, even VHS, a lot of people still are working with that technology. I have a 17-year-old at home who loves that. Please, if you could donate, this is a really wonderful cause for a library in London, California, which is being spearheaded by Robert Isquierdo, who's a teacher over at Sierra Vista, one of the truly great heroes working with that age, I got to tell you.
Thank you.
You for being here today. I'm very grateful.
Can I share one last thing?
Absolutely.
We made some history today.
Uh-oh.
Because I had my very first author personally donate some of her books. T. Katz, not to be confused with T-Pain. T. Katz, the author, has donated No Family Tree and
Miss Lowe.
Miss Lowe. Excellent books.
Oh, thank you, sir, for acknowledging that. I appreciate it. I wish you great luck. I think this is a wonderful, wonderful project that you're a part of, and I hope we have a lot of people come forward to assist you.
Thank you, T.